For this month of March, the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, in collaboration with Peter Adrien, is hosting a 8-week certificate course entitled Money Matters. Here with us today is Peter Adrien, certified business coach, who is here to tell us about the course and his business, Adrien's Coaching and Consulting. So good morning, Mr. Adrien, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to the studio of 327.
Thank you so very much. I feel so delighted. It reminds me of being on Good Morning Barbados.
Oh, how sweet.
On CFBC.
Okay, nice.
That's about a few years ago before the virus.
Alrighty, so I want to ask, before I get into the collaboration with the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, what is a business coach and does it differ to a business advisor?
A consultant, the perception is that a consultant is a guru, a great God who comes into a business and he comes with all solutions. A coach is like a teacher. The coach is not the guru. He doesn't accept or he doesn't take the position of a God, but he works with you, just like a cricket coach or football coach. In other words, he works with you to achieve your own goal that you set yourself. So in other words, he is hand-holding. He is walking with you. He's into the pain. He's into the sun and he's into the rain with you. He works with you. It's not about him. It's about you. Whether it is a professional coaching, when I do my executive coaching as a professional, or whether it is your business, it is what is it that you want. Yes.
With the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, how did that come about?
We have been trying to do that since 2020. While I was at the central bank, I taught freely at CFBC. Fifth formers, or those who are about to do the exam, I would do national accounting with them or the balance of payments. So I would come every year and do that. And we always thought that there is need for a program that targets the community. So a program that targets the community with respect to money management, business management, with respect to wealth creation. Now in 2020, we tried to roll off that program. But you know what? Every time we attempted to do it, the economy was closed because we closed for the virus. So this, in a sense, is our third attempt, and the response is beautiful. What we seek to do, in a sense, is we call it Money, Business, and Finance 101. We seek to bring everybody. In fact, at the course right now, we were oversubscribed, and we had to leave some people for next year. We have no ceiling on age or on certification. We have people, we have the CMO with us actually, the Chief Medical Officer. We have the Postmaster General. We have people from tourism. We have young people from CFBC, from Ross. We have the ordinary people who own their business. So it is quite a heterogeneous group. Now what we do, now it makes it very difficult for you, the coach, because you have to manage and to package that content so that the content does not speak below your class, but it doesn't speak over them. Your activities has to take in a more practical, in other words, it has to speak to their business. So what we did, when I run these courses, I do what we call an orientation. So on the 16th, we had the orientation. The orientation, in a sense, I put them through, I am training the American system with the Fowler School of Business coaching and executive coaching. And you know, the American system, there's a lot of practicality. There's a lot of application. There's a lot of casework. So in the orientation, what we would do 2 bonding exercises. Sometimes it requires dancing, it requires, in other words, it's to get you out of your shell and for you to speak. But the primary aim of the orientation is to get from the students what is it that they want out of the course. Originally, we intended to emphasize more money and finance, money management, financial planning. 80% of the students said they want business because they are business owners, and there are a number of them who want to do startups. So I was able to go now to restructure the curriculum, and then our heavy emphasis, although we are dealing with the personal and the household, our heavy emphasis is on business management. So we emphasize money management, business management, and wealth creation.
So I'd ask you whether these topics reflect what you taught. Understanding the financial markets and money, budgeting and saving, obviously that's applicable, developing a working financial plan, and investing to increase financial security and wealth. So all of these things were actually covered.
In fact, critically, we just begin, you know. Tonight is going to be the second evening. We meet every Thursday, 5 to 7. Okay. We do 2 coaching clinics. The first investment portfolio will teach you how to develop an investment basket that is for you. But let me make a point critically. The life-changing projects are really life-changing. Let us take, for example, a budget or resolution. Most budgets and resolutions that you and I make are like ropes of sand. Why? Because unless a budget or resolution, even a business, is driven by your personal management, it does not work. Why? Because what drives, whether it is wealth creation, whether it is business management, what drives what you do to become successful, it is your capacity to manage yourself. And what do you mean by manage yourself? What is your aim and aspiration? What is your self-discipline? How does your industry, your entrepreneurial skill, your sense of creativity and innovation, how does that bring to bear on the budget? Let's take the budget simple. We teach in that course, and I'm introducing the budget tonight. The first session, we are doing the business environment. We look at the business environment. We want to establish in St. Kitts, what are the pull factors, the push factors? What is it? What are the sectors that send signals to you? What is it? What does the sector say that what you have in mind, the business idea you have in mind for the startup doesn't make sense? So we want to look at the economy. We want to look at the heartbeat. We want to look at the signals. Where are the signals there? Now, when we come to the budget, the first thing that we establish is, without a vision, the budget is useless. In other words, the budget has to speak about you. It must answer the question, what is it that you want? Where are you going next week? Where are you going next month? Where you wish to go next year? That's exactly what you're doing there in Studio 327. You have a vision. You have a world view. So that vision must be the one. Say, for example, my vision, I left the central bank. I joined the central bank in 1991. I was recruited. I was at Mona, and I could have stayed at Mona. I was offered a job to become a full-time lecturer. I was at postgraduate school, and I was actually offered another job at St. Augustine. But the governor came to the campus, and he said, guys, I have become governor. That's Dwight Vayner. I've become governor of the central bank, and I'm going from campus to campus, asking fellas to come in from the Eastern Caribbean. Let us build something down there, build an infrastructure for developing those countries. I told him I didn't want to come, but short story. I came. When I came, I said, all right, I think I love what I'm doing here. And then They said I did it very successfully. I moved from an economist to become the governor. I was the governor's senior advisor. In fact, there are three of us, we could say, who was the fourth persons in the bank. We rose up very nicely. They said I was doing well. But you know what happened? In 2010, in my reflection, my introspection, I said I can't stay in the bank. Despite all the privileges, I got to know the world and I went to IMF school in Washington, all the privileges, the good salary and whatever. I realized that when it comes to 7 or 8 years, when they ask me to leave the bank, I will have a mortgage of about $1 million. So in other words, you're a pensioner, people see you, they ascribe a great success to you, but you're going to have a big debt on your. My vision become debt-free. So I'm bringing that to my budget, to the budget. So you say to your budget now, I tell my students this evening, what is your vision? If your vision is to be debt-free, then it means therefore you are emotionally tying yourself to the budget. So you will be able to be driven by the sense to defer present gratification for greater gratification down the road.
Let's talk about Adrien's coaching and consulting, sir, beginning with the timing of the launch and delving into some of the services that you provide.
It's interesting that before I left the bank, since 1994, I had already established my family business. Adrien's, at that time, called Adrien's Enterprise, because you had to do that. If I don't do that, the bank would put me out, because then they would say I'm using their time. So I had to establish a family business. Okay. So under the family business, I did a lot of work. I did work for USAID and whatever. So I was quite known in the Caribbean and to some extent in international agencies. So when I was leaving the bank, I wasn't leaving the bank just going to fish. I was already in the sea, in a sense. But I was doing consulting. Now, in 2010, when I decided to leave, I said, okay, but where do you fit nicely, Peter? Where? Because you are going to give up this big salary. And of course, women are different. My wife was not too happy. I said, you'll be okay. You're going to have good network. Your house will be yours and whatever. But you know, ladies are more in detail. And I said, but where will the money come? Because then I don't have a salary. I have to find my own health insurance. I have to do everything. I left those things. But I have a vision that things going to be better. I'm going to get what I want. I thought of real estate. So I went and got a license in real estate. And then while I was trying to establish my real estate, the jobs still keep on coming, originally and whatever. In fact, you see this big building over there by the airport, the big white building, it belongs to SKN. Yeah. Many people do not know that. I was the consultant. We were supposed to change St. Kitts. We were going to establish the first mall in St. Kitts. Notice the location. That is all a result of part of my research. We have located this building over there in the center of traffic of St. Kitts. Check it out. The Island Main Road, the Frigate Bay and Peninsula and whatever, all road passes there. Yes. Make a long story short, I got $7 million for the company from Development Bank, because I was the advisor and negotiator and prepared the business plan for them, which Development Bank borrowed from Social Security. But I don't want to speak about my clients. Yeah. Something happened, it didn't work as it should. Okay, but so in a sense, I was doing well. So I have never sold one property up to now. So I had to go back to the Inland Revenue and tell them. Then SIDF called me, and I stayed in SIDF until 2016. because when Dr. Timothy's administration came in, he told me, Peter, we want you to stay. We think we're going to close it, but we want you to stay. They kept me there for 1 year, and they treated me well. And then when they decided that they were whatever, we parted. And I had to go to Inland Revenue and tell them, this is the case. I pay my license every year, but I haven't done no business. So what they did, they understood. They have given me a moratorium until 2030. So they don't, but if I get business before that, then I would surrender my tax return. And because my children are US citizens, then the idea came to me in 2018. It says, look, if something happened to my children, because both of them are in America, and my grandchildren, I want to have a say to be able to prevent people from sending my children into foster care where they want. That's what they do in America. So I said to my children, you need to apply for me. I need resident status. Visitors would not be enough, because that means I cannot contend with the system. Okay. Then when I thought of that, I said, but you know, there is no certification called consultants. Have you ever thought of that? There is no certification. Everybody moonlights as a consultant. But in America, it's a very unique market. Okay. If, for example, my daughter is a lawyer. If you have a license to operate in New York, that doesn't mean you can practice in Michigan. No, sir. You have to get another one from Michigan. Yes. If you are a doctor operating in Atlanta, that doesn't mean you can practice in New Orleans. No. Now, I did my research and I discovered that business and professional coaching is one of the few areas you can be certified for in the American system, and you can practice in any state. So because I'm thinking the possibility is I can be in the States, that's why my children are. And even if I'm not in the States, I would love to have the access, as I said. So I researched the course, and then I got the Fowler School of Business and Executive Coaching. I invested my money. It was a very rough course. You have to, apart from the learning, the teachings, apart from the online discipline, you have to shepherd a business. Yes. You have to shepherd a business. So I had to shepherd a business for a period of time and then send a report. When I send the report, the business that you shepherd, you believe you're going to just get the certificate like that? The business has to send a report. And that's not all. The school calls the business and have an interview. So you can't pass. You have 3 areas of screening that you have to go through. They said I passed with flying colors.
I was going to say, you've obviously tried and tested.
But of course, let's put it together. I had been in business since 1994. And I think from SIDF, I was the one who conceptualized the SEED program. I don't know if you have ever heard of that, the Small Entrepreneurial and Enterprise programs, an angel investor program. And then we run with it. We have a number of successful businesses. For example, you have Kiwi Dan. She have run crises all in the Caribbean. Wow. Oh yes, I can tell you that. So there are a number of them. So the thing is, I was not bringing to the course newness. And not only that, I'm not a young man like you. I have been around, man. I have taken it hard, and you might be surprised. I'm a school dropout. I know what it is to suffer. I know sufferation. I know what it is. I could not get $19 a term to pay to go to secondary school. And I had to leave school at the age of 13, 14 to take care of my father who was hospitalized because my mother left him.
But I think that those experiences obviously inform who you are now and the drive that you have, which even makes it more beneficial to be trained by you, because not only have you been tried and tested, but you're great in terms of the energy and the interaction.
Thank you. Now for the professional certification now, you have to shepherd a professional. So I had to find a professional. I got one at CFBC and a period of 3 months shepherd. In other words, help them to develop their dream. Help them, in a sense, to clear what is it that they want in life. Set them using the tools that you are given to establish for themselves, if you want, a program that gets them or set them to achieve that dream. And then they would also, I send my report, they will send their report. That's not all. The school will call and interview them.
Somehow I knew that.
So basically, don't believe it's a walkover.
Yes, it is.
You have to work hard for it. Okay. But when you are certified, I can practice anywhere in America.
Well, since you've said it, we want to know how people can contact you. So there's your contact information for Adrien's consulting, coaching and consulting. Tell us what it is. How do we get in touch with you?
My WhatsApp is the number that I use. I always say that I have only one telephone and one mobile. 1-869-668-9752. That does not change. I have done that for years. And my website, I get a lot of it is www.goadriens.com. In fact, once you go on that website, then it's gonna take you to my YouTube channel. I have I do one posting monthly on YouTube channel, and I also do a blog, but my blog is mainly for my people in sports. I'm a sports commentator. In fact, my latest blog went yesterday, where I big up my women, the Women Premier League. That was an exclusive club. That was a showpiece. And therefore, I took the men to task in that blog.
You're sending me to go check it out.
You better check it out. It's on the website. It's on the website. I can give you the QR code. But you can do www.goadrien, GOADRIENS.com. And you love that blog because the blog asks the question, what's your problem, man? and I make it provocative, and then I look into the whole issue of the gender relation in sports, and even some of the male professionals who have come, I don't mention the name, come to make sure that the disparity is established between female sports and male sports.